M. Oh, my durag está todo flojo. Damn, that did not do anything. Ow! I am not prepared. I don't know, I was telling Lorna to come on. Thank you for giving me the mierdita for the lights. I like it on my phone. It's so much faster. Well, waiting for the remote that you had before was just not that bueno. What's good with you? How's everybody doing? I thought last time that we did the show, for some odd reason, again, it's the camera when they do that thing where they move it. I don't comprehendo what happens exactly. What is all that? What is that? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, we are not ready. We're not ready. What is it, 5:02? That's crazy. See how fast that went? It was like, oh, 5:02. 500. That's amazing. Show and folder. That's the folder. Grab, slide, slap it right there. Close that. And then I got to open this over here. Let's do look, because spectacular album. MP3. Where's the MP3? It's not even an album. It's a song. I don't know why I call it an album. That's it. Let's put it right there. Close this. And I promise this week it'll be out, because I kind of have to put it out now. But you'll see. It's called I Forgot to Upload. And yes, it's about thanks. Blue's good, dude. I hate showing y'all this part. Okay. We're ready. It might have taken just a scotch. No, wait. No, we're not ready. That's not my problem. Do. All right, my bad. Tell you I figured it out. All right. Now we're live. Once you do 500 of these, you just kind of gotta, you know what I mean, keep rolling with it. Maybe that's the trick. Yeah. Kasabian Lavoe. What over here? Kasabian Lavoe. Wow. My voice is so sharp. Lavoe. Wow. Lavoe. Look, I am the one that they look at, cause I'm different. Listen, we already knew that he gifted on the own of the wave. We hit it concave, up for days. The sacrifices that were made, I do them shits like every day. I won't say that I'm rich till I see 20 M's. Thought I would have it by now. 31, only 3.5 milli right now. Bow. I need a milli right now. Take them down. Oh, my bad. It's Kasabian Lavoe 1. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. I will be your host, Kasabian, with talent on loan from God. My voice is shot. I had a long day, but I'm here, and I'm in high spirits, or good spirits. Algo así, I don't know, pero está hot outside. Yesterday it reached 120 degrees. Something that we never thought we would hear. It happened. Nothing happened. After like 105, after like 101, 102, it all feels the same. 120 didn't really do anything. Unless you had a car that didn't have a good cooling system. So make sure y'all flush y'all radiators. Make sure y'all take care of y'all vehicles. I know we're in the middle of summer, so it might be too late. But for those of you that might be teetering on checking, make sure you check your thermostats. Make sure you don't have any leaks. And make sure that you have all your fluids full and flushed out if need be. Don't get caught on the side of the road with 120-degree temperature and no waters. And don't have water bottles with BPAs, because you'll catch all types of bad stuff. Listen, that's my summer tips to be safe. That's all I got for you. We have a long show today. I have a lot of topics. I got my water, and I'm ready to go. ChatGPT writes the intro. We do the show. We only have 5 stories that I'm covering completely. Everything else is just topics that have occurred during the week. It was the 4th of July last week. Kendrick Lamar did drop his video. I mean, fucking Axel Foley's back. We have a lot to cover. No, son. Hello, son. I know, and you need to go. I'm busy. I love you, dude. See ya. All right, y'all. ChatGPT writes the intro. My little buddy wanted to come by. Let's get into the show. It's about 113, 114 right now, so I'm not okay with that. I feel like we should get reparations for just that. We should get paid back for living here. Like, people get paid to live in Alaska because there's like nothing there. We should get paid to live here in Vegas just for that same reason. Now, one or two topics? One or two topics today are like near and dear. And y'all know when things are near and dear, they're special to me. So we'll definitely have fun with those. And we just had a lot of things. So there's a lot to go over. And I think ChatGPT did a great job of summarizing everything for us. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. I'm your host, Kasabian, bringing you the latest from around the globe and right here at home. Let's dive into today's lineup. First up, a breaking story. Now, the only reason this is breaking is because I'm not sure if anybody's talking about this, but there's a COVID outbreak in California. It's really popping off. I have family that lives out there, and they're experiencing this firsthand. And they're like, this is weird because it's the middle of summer and I feel like, so breaking out of California, don't have too much on it. Didn't find anything. Literally, I think we're really breaking this time. And we'll cover up the latest COVID stories. Any updates that you may have, bring them, comment below. Let me know what you guys know and then we'll go from there, or what you girls know and we'll go from there. I hate that. I always do it. Anyway, next, we'll recap the 4th of July celebration. How did America ring in its Independence Day? Well, I'll tell you how we did it here. Have you ever heard of 702 Day? I've lived in Las Vegas for about 20 some odd years now. I've lived here longer than I've lived in New York City, where I was born at, mi corazon, mi viejo South Bronx. I've lived here for a long time, but I've never heard of 702 Day. I'm a cannabis fan. I've heard of 710 Day. For those that know, but 702 Day? So I pose the question to everybody and anybody. If you have a 702 flyer from an event from any time from 1990 to 2010, send it to me. I want to see the Las Vegas 702 flyer because a lot of people said there were so many events. I didn't see one, not a barbecue invite, not nothing. So to tell me that this is something that's been going on after being here for almost 27, 25, 30 years, that's a lie. But hey, what did the locals do to celebrate? This is a unique thing, I guess. I've never heard of it, so maybe I'm the one that's at fault because I feel like I'm a man with no country. I don't feel like I'm from Vegas, although I am. My kids have gone to school here. I have 18-year-olds that have literally gone their entire lives to school here, all of them, graduated. I've had multiple businesses here that did well. I closed them because I wanted to. Like, why don't I know these things? Like, I feel like I should know 702 Day. And how come we don't have like an amphitheater show that's like putting on for 702 Day? It's not just me that feels this way. It's not. But anyway, we'll see if there's anything to cover. And in the world of pranks and streamers, Kai Cenat and Mr. Beast pulled it off. Almost lost Kai's deal, a streaming deal, but they were able to fool the internet. I mean, they got me. I really thought something was up because the lighting was different, but it fooled me. And shout out to Kai for just being Kai. I really like Kai Cenat. I like what they do. I appreciate them. The amp house or the AMP house, that whole fam, everything is so dope. I appreciate them. Like those dudes are solid dudes. Great examples. Now, the video for Not Like Us just dropped. We'll take a look at the visuals. Well, let's just talk about it. You know, the Kendrick Lamar video was what it was supposed to be. Kendrick is amazing at what he does. I watched it probably 7 or 8 times just to catch everything. Have to watch it about 7 or 8 more times. Being honest, I'm going to miss everything. I don't think I caught everything. And if somebody has a legitimate, I need to know firsthand. So my Cali folks, tap in. Let me know what that, I want to know everything. I don't want to miss anything. I think it was amazing. I love what Kendrick created. The visual was everlasting. This isn't going to go away. It's just going to stay and just linger. Rumor has it that sketch might have already been streaming. Is there any truth to this? We'll find out and we'll discuss more. Axel Foley's back. And yes, it was worth the wait. To be honest, outside of Coming to America 2, Eddie Murphy's been on fire. That last movie he did with Jonah was pretty dope. And this was great. Let's review it. Let's talk about the latest installment in Beverly Hills Cop and see how it stacks up. Now, I'm not sure if this is true, real, or rumor, or what. I'm more curious as to why or what this even means. But Disney World has updated its tattoo policy. What does that really mean for visitors with ink? What does that really mean? I have a Dory tattoo on my stomach. I can't go into the Disneyland park? We have to discuss this. We're lightly discussing Paramount and Sundance. So they're coming together, and this might be the first merger that really wouldn't cause any heads to turn that don't know anything about television. I don't know. I guess television houses or television production houses. Paramount's one of the oldest production houses that we have. And for them to come together with Sundance is going to change a lot of things. It was a lot more complicated than I realized, so I don't want to cover it today because I'm not really sure if anybody cares how deep it's going to get. But if you are curious, I would love to really delve into it and, discuss what it means for entertainment, for film, for picture, and things of that nature. And in politics, President Biden has confirmed that he's staying in the race. What does this even mean? Not much. And Hurricane Burley, it touched down. And we got some updates and all the impacts. And I do believe that people are still out of power. My folks in Houston are still texting and Facebooking that they don't got no power. So we'll definitely discuss what's going on with the hurricane. Or I think it's a tropical storm. What's going on, Loner? It keeps going up and down. Now, Little Durk's son is a part of our near and dear stories. Not because of anything bad. This little boy is amazing. And shout out to Little Durk. But Durkio's son stood up to defend his mama. And we'll dive into the drama and all the responses that this has really brought. And Redbox is filing for bankruptcy. What led to their downfall? Redbox got me through a lot of hard, depressing times. So shout out to Redbox. We'll discuss them and RIP to them. Cardi B is dealing with copyright issues. Now, this one was a little bit deeper than I thought. And we got the story out of the source, I believe. Finally, a big shout out to the family that went and bought $10,000 in Disney Plus passes, giving them 107 years of service. That's dedication. That was a mistake, but we'll talk about it. Stay tuned for all this and more here at the Kasabian Lavoe Show. Now, to be 1,000, I was going to talk about this intermediate fasting thing, about it not being real and about people getting sick and how it's killing you sooner. I don't have enough information to stand on that, nor do I want to discuss it because my weight loss journey is only because I'm poor. No, I'm serious. I'm only serious. I never get to do that joke right. I don't got that timing right. If I redid it and filmed it, maybe I can get it right. But I don't never know how to do that. But no, my weight loss journey throughout life has been literally up and down. There's ebbs and flows with your body and everything. And the older I get, honestly, I'm almost 40. This shit's crazy. I can almost dunk still. I'm not saying that I can dunk, but I'm saying if I practice long enough before I'm 40, I think I could do it again. Now, might be able to I don't know. I don't feel like getting older today is what it used to be. So I'm not really upset at that part. I think it's dope. But intermediate fasting worked when I first started doing it. Now, here's the problem. If you're not busy, intermediate fasting is a jail for the brain. It's difficult to accomplish. Playing golf, being in the office, doing real estate stuff, driving around all day. Easy to do. When you're sitting in the studio, bullshitting, hanging out, it just doesn't work. Now, I work out early in the morning to get it out the way. That's always been my thing. About 75 years of working out at this point. I really can't even count. I started working out when I was 13, stunning my growth. I'm old as shit now, and I'm still here kicking. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. But I will gather more information about the intermediate fasting and what is exactly going on. The Disney World tattoo policy. I don't have enough information. These are stories that I hear about, I see, I clip up. I see the information, but it's not reputable, and I don't know if it's real. What do I do? Call Disneyland and be like, yo, are y'all really telling people not to come with tattoos? I have Dory on my stomach. Like, that's a thing. I didn't get a koi fish because I'm American, so I got Dory. That's the thing. I swear to God. That is why I have a Dory tattoo, because Dory just kept swimming. Big facts. Okay, let's go over these topics. There's a ton. So, when we started the show, I was telling you guys that there is a COVID outbreak right now in California. I have family in NorCal. They're hanging out in San Jose. He doesn't hang out there. He works there. But my cousin's one of those people that he basically eats like, well, great food. He's not, he's very healthy. He eats well. He has a great job. He stays in shape, right? Dude never gets sick. Middle of summer, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I feel like this. This is ridiculous. I'm like, what is happening? Completely floored by some new strain of COVID. Now, not just him. Like, his whole town where he lives at, they're all sick. Like, everybody together. They've taken the medicine, and they're still sick. Now, I don't know if this is going to spread throughout California. I don't know if I am the first to cover this. Excuse me. This is just information that came from people there. And this is my cousin, so when he told me that, I thought he was joking. But when he was like, no, everybody's sick, maybe something to talk about, right? If you travel over to California, wear a mask. Be safe. Although it is 145 degrees outside, wear a mask. I thought COVID was over. What can I say? It's a new pesky cold, and this is what we're dealing with. Nice.
Hey, bud. You do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
I gotta get that fixed. You say that to me and I'll knock you flat. 4th of July was fun. I didn't have to stop any fires, no driving, no worried about drunk drivers. Kicked it at home. Son had fun. Could have had more fun, I ain't gonna lie. We had a lot of duds. I don't know if that was a thing. And Las Vegas cracked down on fireworks like I've never seen. For the first time in a long time, it was quiet. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind the fireworks. I understand it. I get the culture. I did it too. I was one of y'all. I used to do that shit and bother people and scream at my neighbors because popping fireworks is fun. But there's a point in time where you got to stop that shit and people got to sleep. And it will get out of hand and never find an ending point. 4th of July would last like 3 weeks before and 3 weeks after, and no one would do shit. The police created a snitch line, and it worked. They confiscated like 17 tons of fireworks. It was quiet before. You heard about one firework or two go off before the 4th of July and after the 4th of July, and not one. Literally, one would pop, and then the police would go over there and bust them. It was good goddamn police work, and I'm not mad at that. I pay a shitload in taxes. The least you could do at this point in my life is move the airplanes the fuck away from my neighborhood. Keep the crime down just a little more. We'd really appreciate it. And yes, thank you for the fireworks, or for reducing the fireworks. Now, I want to have a noise for in between. Something happened. I don't like that. I don't like that. No, listen. I saw a post from an influencer. An influencer who I know for a fact has never said this shit before. Never even heard of this. You're talking to a person that performed, put on shows, went to high school here, fucking tried to join a step team, did future shit. I did a lot of things here when I was a kid. I never heard of 702 Day. Not even on the radio. Back when I listened to the radio, not a thing. All I said was, as long as I've been here for 30 years, which is bullshit. I ain't been here 30 years. I've never heard of 702 Day. So I want one thing. Multiple, to tell you the truth. But just give me one flyer. One flyer. Everybody was so confident that 702 Day was a thing when I asked for pictures. I said, hey, maybe y'all could post pictures. We post everything else. Not one person had a 702 day picture. Not a flyer. I see flyers for the most ridiculous shit. I see where most of these artists are doing shows at. I'm not mad at where you do shows. Do it how you have to. But just show me the flyer to 702 day. Once I see that, we're good to go and we'll be able to go from there. I'll be satisfied with one good flyer and a couple of artists that perform. That's all I want. I'm not even asking for much. I'm really not. Kai Cenat. I like Kai Cenat. You know why I like Kai Cenat? I like Kai Cenat because I feel that Kai Cenat he's discovered his own lane and his talent is being himself. Not so many people have that talent and not so many people have the ability to monetize from just being themselves. That's all he does. He doesn't rap. He doesn't sing. He doesn't dance, I guess in sport because he dances and stuff. He's entertaining. He's an entertainer and he does a very good job of it. And he's amazing just for being himself. I appreciate him because all my kids like him. And I think he's a good role model. I don't care what I know people say you shouldn't have entertainers as role models, but at the same time, if that's the most that somebody sees of someone, at least I know that Kai ain't out there promoting some stupid shit. He's a good dude. The A&P house is a solid house. I appreciate what they do. What Mr. Beast and him did was dope, but it put his contract at risk. Kai was told not to blow up his house this year. Kai blows up his house every year, if you didn't know. Literally blows up his house with fireworks, burn the house down. Well, the streamer, he works for Twitch. They told, was it Twitch or Kick? Whoever he works for, they said, don't do it because we're going to fire you. It looked so good that they thought he burnt the house down and they were like calling him to fire him. But in reality, it was a replica that was made on Mr. Beast's giant property. Mr. Beast is like Tyler Perry of YouTube. If y'all don't know that, Mr. Beast has a giant facility in which he's building studios that are life size and doing shit like this. That was dope. I don't see how anybody didn't think that was real. It looked good. I thought it was real. And another streaming news, the boy Stretch, sup brother, sup special team, special people. Okay. Sometimes you gotta do something strange for a little bit of change. I never had to do nothing like that. I got it out the mud. I sold a brick. I came up out the dirt. I sold tires if I had. Listen, but to each his own, man. I don't think Screech, the fuck is his name? Puñeta, ¿cómo se llama el nene este? I don't think he's a bad person because he was playing hide the salami with his homeboy in high school or fucking college or some shit. Hey, dog, do what you gotta do. Hey, leave him alone. Like, what the fuck? Like, he plays video games. And again, y'all are mad at him for that, but leave him alone. Some of y'all done a lot worse for a lot less. And I don't even think he did anything wrong. Like I said, I'm not going to, I don't know how to go into leave the boy alone. He didn't hurt nobody. At least he wasn't talking to little kids like Dr. Demento or what the fuck's the other streamer that just got kicked off TV? Yeah, bro, they're 45 years old talking to 13-year-olds. That's crazy. I have kids. I don't want my kids watching y'all weirdos. Screech or Stretch, what's up, brother? It doesn't bother me. He didn't do anything wrong. He did something that adults do. I think he's an adult. Is he an adult? Is this kid an adult? I don't know. I hope it was consensual, and I know it wasn't weird. So leave him the fuck alone. Okay, that's all I got to say. Sketch or Stretch, or is it Screech? I don't know his name. I don't know. I just hope he's okay. Is he okay? Did you guys watch Beverly Hills Cop? It's back. Axel Foley's back now. I love it. I can't believe he didn't do that. And I got so mad that Eddie Murphy stopped laughing because it became a punchline. Eddie Murphy stopped laughing because everybody would go, and we all knew it was Eddie Murphy. It was a thing. Now, there's so many moments where he could have done it just one time. Just one time. He didn't do it. And they left it open for more. Everybody looked great. My heart was like this. Like the Grinch. I got to see everybody from my childhood again. You see who got money. You see who don't. You see who stuck around. I was laughing at just watching them interact with each other today, and it's fun to watch Eddie Murphy. I don't know, it's just like Eddie Murphy is fun to watch, and they filmed it like classic film, like it looked like a 35 millimeter film. I like that. I don't like the heavy high digital. Like that looked good. It looked like a good. It looked like an older, like a movie, like cinema. It was cinematic. The writing was okay. Could have been better. I think with as much money as they have for everything that they do, the least that they could do is have better writing. It would be nice to have more substantial writing. Spend a couple more $1 million on writing. Just a couple more million so that we can have just more substance. Great movie though. I mean, can't complain. Maybe another character or two. Somebody new, more fresh. Eddie had his kids and I believe it was just like his daughter and son-in-law. But that was dope. Like bringing family in. You know, he's doing the Wayans thing. It's kind of. But good movie overall. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I know Apple got some fire coming out. Let me tell you, Apple got some fire. If you don't have an Apple Plus subscription, you better get it. I tried to haptic feedback music. It's weird. It feels like I'm being text messaged. I don't understand in what environment I would be able to use that. I tried it. Not for me. When we get more information on the intermediate fasting, I really want to come back and touch on that. But for now, we'll cover the stories that we do have. And my first story is out of the USA Today. This tornado watch, every year it's the same thing. Don't be surprised. We just have to be prepared for it. Now, tornado, well, I guess it was hurricane. Tornado. Did I say tornado? Why am I? I said it's a hurricane. Anyway, Hurricane Burley became a tropical storm. Now, when it was downgraded, it seemed like it was losing power. But for some reason, they hyped it up and then they said, stop thinking that it's losing power or stalling out. It's still coming. Be prepared. Jamaica battened down, and then, you know, the rest came right behind it. Jamaica looked terrible because it was in the middle of vacation time. But hurricane season's every year around the same time. Don't be surprised. But this one ended up in Texas. Now, fuck me up. Everybody in Texas is out of power. It's still hot. It's not just, oh, it's raining. Now we got to deal with floods, winds, and no electricity with the heat. Stories out of USA Today. Tornado watches have been, I don't like how they started this. Tornado watches have been warnings have been sent across Southeast Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and remnants of Hurricane Burley continues to unleash severe weather. Now, from what I saw was tropical storm damage, not like hurricane wind damage. So I'm not all the way caught up with who and where it wasn't or was affected. But I did see that all my friends in Houston said they're not going to mark themselves safe until their power was back. So now it's from multiple friends. Burley, which returned to hurricane status Monday morning before making landfall, returning to tropical storm status, brought heavy rain, wind gusts of up to 84 miles an hour, along with flash flooding and tornado threats. I didn't realize that tornado threats are something that will come as remnants of a hurricane, or a hurricane could spark tornadoes. I learned something new. The National Hurricane Center said deadly hazards also include downed power lines and carbon monoxide poisoning from improper generator use. Yes, make sure you don't have that thing running in the house. You have to let it breathe. Do not suck in that shit. What'd he say? No. Not doing that. Biden said he will continue to run in the race. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't see how that really helps the people. If anything, I want the Democratic Party to look at themselves and to understand what they've created and to have a plan to show some type of leadership. If the Democratic Party can't prove leadership moving forward, it's really going to be an open and shut case for Republicans to just keep coming in, and then you try to find a darling every 4 years. Like, stop looking for darlings and start building the next president. And that's for both sides. Trump is done after this. So if the Republicans think that we're just going to maybe make it, no. We need to start planning now to build who we think is going to be the next president. Male or female, and figure it the fuck out. And can we be adults about it? Can we have two candidates that actually have something to give and maybe new ideas? Let's stop just, we're going to fix everything. No. Can we fix it finally? And we'll see what Trump or Biden does moving forward. Oh, it's my child. Hello, child. My nose is whistling? That's funny. Okay, I don't like how you wrote in capital letters. It's breaking my brain. We've seen children do things that are amazing. This story's at a vibe. Throughout history, the world has borne witness to the depths of what a child will go to protect their mother. Last week, a 10-year-old boy, the biological son of little Dirk, shot his stepfather to protect his biological mother amidst a domestic dispute that may have been over custody. I watched the video. I was completely in shock. I was more confused as to where the gun came from. And as I read this story, I learned more information. The shooting reportedly took place last Monday, July 1st. Surveillance cameras caught the exact moment when Joshua Pippins, the Chicago rapper's son's stepfather, argued with his mother. Pippins, who wore orange, the mother who wore purple, and the child who wore red. It appeared as if though Pippin was attempting to restrain the mother, and that is when Dirk's son took the gun from his hip and he busts off on him. Dropped him clean too. Knew how to hold it and everything. Shouldn't involve children, but why did you have a gun in your pocket while you was arguing? Like, you should have known better than to even do it. And I get it. I mean, to each his own. I'm not sure where y'all live. I'm not sure if guns are carried around in that fashion, but that young man protected his mother. Dirk has had multiple moments like this in his life that we've seen as him as a famous person. People broke into his house shooting at his girl shooting back. Like, this has really happened with him more than one time. God bless him and his family. I hope this shit stops, but that's wild. That broke my brain. What is MB? I don't know what MB means. I loved the idea of Redbox. Now, I didn't know that renting videos would turn into streaming and that the streaming game would change so quickly. When Redbox became a thing and when we got Redbox and we were able to access all these movies and all this entertainment, it was great because I was already detached. I was so busy that I didn't watch TV. We were just non-TV watching folk because we were out all the time due to doing music and shows and shit. When Redbox started, you felt like you had it just felt like you had everything at your fingertips. All the new movies, anytime something dropped, they had it first. Then they started changing things. Then they had a streaming app where you had to download. There was a ton of things. I got Hangover in my drawer somewhere, still in the Redbox case. I ain't take back a lot of them damn things. I was ghetto. I loved Redbox though. So many movies that came from Redbox. And Redbox, I'm telling you, it was like having your own pay-per-view literally in your hands. Like, for the time period, I know y'all don't understand this, but we used to have to go inside of a store and then give them like our ID and like a school ID and $1 to borrow a videotape and go home and watch it and then bring it back. DVDs were like $5 at Hollywood Video. And then Redbox came along and it was like you paid for your subscription and you got like 30 movies and they all spit them out. Boop, 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 boop. You had a receipt like this long. It was dope. It was the future. And they always had them by 7-Eleven. So you took like $20, $25, went to 7-Eleven and went crazy. Got all the juju beans in the world, right? You got the sour candies, the sprees. You got popcorn, the shit for the microwave. You had all that. And it was perfect. Well, everything comes to an end. Unfortunately, they weren't able to like merge with nobody and become a stable. Redbox, I don't see it disappearing. I do believe somebody will continue to run it and operate it, but the time is coming past. Stories out of Reuters. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, which owns movie rental company Redbox and the streaming service Crackle, has entered bankruptcy on rocky footing with its lenders moving on Monday to risk control from the company's chief executives. So what's interesting about Redbox is that Redbox was actually failing and took a big loan. That loan has come to roost. The company filed for bankruptcy protection in Williamton, Delaware late Friday, intended to fund its restructuring with a $20 million bankruptcy loan from a private creditor firm, Owl Point Capital. But private investment firm HPS Investment Partners, which is owed $500 million, quickly moved in to block the new loan. I don't know why they thought that owing someone $500 million was just going to be swept under the rug and you would borrow $20 million back on your $500 million and then try to fix it. No, you don't borrow $500. When I started reading through it, it was embarrassing. What basically happened is that they took the money, they spent it frivolously, and they didn't grow the company. They took all that money up front, told them they were going to do all these amazing things with it and didn't. Then they try to short shit them of their $500 million and go BK and try to erase it. Luckily, they saw how shoddy the lawsuit was, or what is it called? Why can't I think of, I'm thinking of a writ. But what is the word that I'm thinking? The complaint. The complaint that was submitted was a mess. It was just not completely false, but there was a lot of false statements in it, and the investment firm HPS wasn't going to have it. $500 million is a whole lot of money. And they only have about $200 million in assets. So if they sold everything and liquidated, they still would lose $200+ million. It was like $260 what they were looking at losing. I don't see them selling and liquidating. I see them trying to figure out a restructuring deal, getting rid of the parent company and starting it fresh. Don't lose what you have. The footing is the footing. Even maybe partner, and from what I saw, Amazon might be able to jump in and assist. It might be a great idea. Redbox is dope. I don't want to see them disappear, but hey, it is what it is. Now, this one was great. I was online. I get my stories online. I'm looking, and I usually get stuff from source.com. This one was from the Source magazine. It was great. Cardi B is being sued. There's a lot of, okay, just to be completely transparent, most of the contracts that you sign with producers online is a lot different than with a producer in like a studio where you have splits. These online producers will sell your beat 30, 40, 50 times. So you can make a little bit of money really fast. After that, they usually claim it and try to take all your shit. It happens all the time. I had one thing with like 10K one day, gone. He pulled it so quick. Anyway, it happens. Now, when you sell music to artists, sometimes artists steal from you. It happens. When you're in the studio or you're a studio rat and you're working all the time, you're writing music all the time, or you're giving ideas. I was in the studio. I was in a studio. I am writing. I am recording a song. Might be. Do. Because I might be. Might be. I'm writing the song. I have a feature. He's writing his part. He's not even here. I'm recording in my studio, but I was signed to this management deal at Parlay. So I'm in the A studio. I'm blasting it. I'm writing my music. This dude hits up my producer, buys my beat, tries to copy my shit and record out of the B studio so we can hear him recording over my shit. Bro, put it out. We can go bar for bar and let's see who's better. That happens. In studios, people steal. Artists steal. Motherfuckers aren't creative. It happens all the time. But when you get caught and you got a good lawyer, it's a good thing. But when you got a shitty lawyer, you might play yourself. Stories out of the Source magazine. Hip-hop lawsuits have been a real thing lately. Now, 2 McAllen musicians are suing Cardi B and several others, claiming that their song was used without permission. So here's some of the details to the lawsuit. Filed on Wednesday in the U.S. District Court of for the Southern District of Texas. That's such a weird way to say things. Why can't we come up with a better way to do that? Named Cardi B, OG Parker, DJ Swanko, Atlantic Records, Celebrity Booking Agency, and Warner Music Group as defendants. These people are suing anybody that came by. This is great. Now, the plaintiff, Joshua Frustrato and Miguel Aguilar, also known as Chemica 1956, alleged that the defendant used their song Greasy Fried Bread, created in 2021 and featured in the FX series Res Dogs, without permission. The lawsuit states defendant Cardi B, along the other defendants, had used the song in her album without permission. Furthermore, according to the lawsuit, the defendants infringed on the copyright of Greasy Fry Bread by reproducing, distributing, and publicly performing its track through Cardi B as Enough. They asked for $20 million and they're trying to sue like everybody. And I get it. You can sue, but $20 million is an outrageous amount of money to ask for unless you have dead ass. I mean, you gotta be, your attorney gotta be Lisa Bloom crazy good. Like, this is insane. I don't see them getting any amount like this. Probably a couple million. They'll settle out for much less. Maybe nothing if they keep it up. Maybe nothing. Just being frank. I still don't know who Frank is. My second warm, heartening story of the day. A family that was going on vacation decided that they were going to save their money because COVID hit, so we couldn't go on a family vacation. We're going to save our money. But instead of saving the cash, let's just buy a bunch of Disneyland gift cards so that we don't spend it and that we're ready for vacation. Now, imagine getting the wrong type of gift cards. Stories out of Unilag. Well, what you're picturing is a dream holiday, which was slowly turning into a hellish one after mom accidentally bought $10,000 worth of Disney Plus vouchers instead of the Disneyland ones. So Andy's mom made a mistake of doing just that. She basically bought herself and the family 104 years of streaming. 104 years of streaming. As that's how long it would take for her to use all her $7.99 a month basic subscription. That's $10K for you. They had originally planned to take a vacation back in 2020, but were forced to postpone their trip due to COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this is when her parents decided to purchase $10,000 worth of vouchers for the family to redeem and use in the park. I mean, it makes sense. You want to not have cash and maybe get the most value out of your $10K at the time. $10K back then might be more valuable than $10K today. Fortunately, and for it, unfortunately for them, this could have been a real disaster because the internet could have not cared. But because this took legs, because it got so big and everybody was like, why the fuck did you do that? Disney reached out. Fortunately, after reaching out to the Disney companies, they were able to transfer over the gift cards so that they could use them in the parks rather than having $10,000 worth of Disney Plus. So 104 years of Disney Plus is worth $10K. That is not bad. One more story. And this story, I'm starting to look at things a lot different the older I get because I feel like there should be more help for this type of stuff. And when I say this type of stuff, I mean doctors. I don't think anybody can't be taught. I think everyone can be taught and everyone can learn something. The fact that we don't do more to help kids become doctors, the fact that we don't do more as a country to invest in our people, not invest in the war. I really don't want to be that person, but damn, it's crazy when I hear that over 22 million people are living in cardiology deserts. There's not cardiologists. There aren't cardiologists anywhere. There's no ENT doctors. Doctors are not doctors anymore. Kids are not encouraged to be doctors. And the system does nothing to teach them and to make them become doctors. Like, it takes education. It takes access of education. If we're not creating doctors, if we're not training kids to be doctors, we're going to put ourselves in these weird positions where robots are going to take over and rule, and poor and impoverished neighborhoods are going to suffer more and more. And people are living so much longer now that if you don't understand that from 65 to 95 is a long fucking way, it's much harder when you're broke and don't have good health care. Knowing that there's no doctors coming or that kids aren't even reaching out and trying to be doctors scares the shit out of me. When numbers are dwindling like this, it makes you think what's really happening. And I blame the country. The government doesn't invest in the people. The government blames everybody for being dumb. Do you understand that this country's reading IQ is at a 5th grade level? That's why I speak the way that I speak to make sure that I reach as many people as I can. It's by design. My nose is completely stuffy. Stories out of NBC News. Around 22 million people live in counties that are cardiology deserts. and need to travel more than 90 miles round trip to seek specialty health care. Millions of Americans likely to develop and die from heart disease live in cardiology deserts, areas of the country without a single heart specialist to take care of them. New research published on Monday in the Journal of American Colleges of Cardiology finds that nearly half of all counties in the U.S. lack participating cardiologists. Most of the counties are rural, with residents who tend to be sicker and generational with complex medical problems. The counties that have, that's so fucking terrible, because you know what it is. The reason why they can't make money is because of their health. So they're dependent, and then there's no real help. The counties that do not have cardiologists probably need this type of specialty care even more, said the study senior author, Dr. Hyder. I'm not going to do that. A cardiologist at Brigham and Women Hospital in Boston. Be doctors. Be attorneys. We don't all have to be celebrities or entertainers. Now, don't get me wrong. Try. But you make more money as a doctor. You'll make more money as an HVAC tech. You'll make more money. If you put your 20s into just grinding and making money, your 30s, 40s, and 50s are going to pay you back so much more. Enjoy it, but understand that all you need is your job for 2 years to purchase a home. Why would you want to rent? It doesn't have to be a great job. Your first property doesn't have to be something you live in. It may be something you live in, but it could be a rental property to change your life. Stop rapping. We got to do something else. We need cardiologists. People dying of heart attacks all the time. Didn't Bronny just get hurt? I don't even know if that happened. Nepotism is not a thing when you're chosen on day 3 and you're like 57. It's not a thing. But that was the show. My name is Kasabian. Thank you for being here, by the way. I thank y'all, but I really just thank y'all. It's 503, 502 episodes. Thank you for being here. Y'all could have been anywhere. You know, I appreciate y'all. I really do. The show means nothing without y'all. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you.